Indonesia has a long history of... Okay, before we start, I'm Rania from Universitas Pelita Harapan, and today I'm with my partner, Ryan, and we are going to talk about restorative justice. Indonesia has a long history of seeking harmony and balance. Could this same principle be applied to address the challenges of drug addiction? Today we will delve into the idea of restorative justice, or the first term user, and see how it aligns with existing laws in our country. Next slide, please.
Okay, thank you. We will be covering these three main topics. The first topic is about insight into drug abuse trends, analysis of Indonesia Drug User Report from 2021 to 2022. Indonesia faces a significant challenge in combating drug abuse. This analysis delves into the latest trend from Indonesia's Drug User Report, spanning the period from 2021 to 2023. By dissecting this report, we aim to gain a deeper understanding of the evolving landscape of drug use in the country.
Second, understanding the challenges of overcapacity prisons, causes and implications. According to the data of the Ministry of Law and Human Rights, or also known as Kemenkumham, in 2023, the number of inmates in Indonesia's prisons reached around 260,000 people. Meanwhile, the total capacity of prisons in this country is around 130,000 people. Thus, the overcapacity of prisons in Indonesia reaches around 94.5%. In some cases, prison overcapacity can lead to various problems. Therefore, efforts need to be made to increase prison capacity and reduce the number of inmates so that the initial goal of prisons, namely as a place to train the prisoners, can be achieved.
Next, we're going to explore the roots of drug abuse, internal and external influences. Drug abuse remains a significant challenge in Indonesia. While the act of using drugs may seem like a personal choice, the underlying reasons are deeply rooted in a complex interplay of internal and external influences. Recent analysis from both 2021 and 2023 shed light on the intricate scope of the drug abuse within the country, delving into the complexity of its causes.
Next slide, please. Before this one. From the points we have outlined, the question arises. Under Indonesian law, specifically governed by the Indonesian Criminal Code, or also known as KUHP, and the directives outlined in the Attorney General's Regulation, or also known as Peraturan Jaksa Agung, how does the system of restorative justice operate for individuals who are first-time drug users?
Next slide, please. Thank you. Next slide again. Sorry. Okay, we will delve into the first topic of the day. Insight into drug abuse trends, analysis of the Drug User Report from 2021 to 2023. Reports like the Indonesia Drug Report 2022 highlights peer pressure, curiosity, and stress as a key factor influencing initial drug use. Addressing these factors through educational programs and promoting healthy coping mechanisms is crucial for prevention acts. The 2022 Drug User Report, released by the Center of Research, Data and Information of the National Narcotics Agency, or Puslit.in BNN, revealed that the prevalence of drug use rose from about 1.80% to 1.95% in 2021. However, between 2021 and 2023, the number of drug use decreased 1.73%, approximately affecting 3.3 million individuals between the age of 15 to 64. This decline of 0.20% signifies that over 300,000 children in the nation were safeguarded from drugs involvement. Emerging threats from the new psychoactive substance, or NPS, warns about the increasing use of NPS. This substance, often synthetic and unregulated, pose significant health risks due to their unpredictable nature and potential for addiction. These drugs, such as synthetic cannabinoids, SES, or kratom, or cantinones, with a low doses, can actually help many patients with a lot of disease to calm their anxiety and mental health issues. But with the wrong doses or a higher one, they all can cause severe anxiety, psychosis, seizures, and even death.
Indonesia faces a serious challenge with overcapacity prison. The number of inmates far exceeds the design capacity of these facilities. So the main problems of this are, firstly, we have harsh sentencing policies, such as long prison sentences, even for minor offenses, lead to a larger number of people being incarcerated for extended periods. Overuse of pretrial detention keeps individuals locked up before trial, further adding to the prison population. Limited alternatives to incarceration, such as rehabilitation programs or community service, restrict options for nonviolent offenders. Second, we have severe drug usage problems. A surge in drug-related arrests and convictions has significantly increased the prison population. Unfortunately, the legal system here focuses on punishment rather than rehabilitation for the users, which keeps them in the system longer. Thirdly, lack of rehabilitation programs. Insufficient rehabilitation programs within prisons leave many released individuals at risk of reoffending. The lack of proper training and support hinders their integration into society and leading to repeat incarcerations. There is also socioeconomic factors that contribute here. Poverty and social inequality create situations where individuals are more likely to turn to crime to survive. Limited access to education, employment, and social services further restricts opportunities and pushing people towards criminal activities. Lastly, the number of prisons in Indonesia haven't kept pace with the growing population, leading to overcrowding in the existing facilities. Also, in many prisons, aging infrastructure makes them unsuitable to house large numbers of inmates safely and hygienically.
Next slide. To stop more drug abuse, we need to understand the influences behind people to do drugs, such as internally and externally. Internally can be seen through genetics. Reports like Indonesia Drug Report 2022 acknowledge the role of genetics in predisposing individuals to addiction. Some people may inherit a higher vulnerability to drug dependence due to variations in genes related to brain chemistry and reward system. Mental health. Conditions like anxiety, depression, and trauma can significantly increase the risk of drug abuse. Individuals may use drugs as a coping mechanism to self-medicate negative emotions. Personality traits. The reports haven't really delved deeply into personality traits, but research suggests certain traits like impulsive, sensation-seeking, and low self-esteem people are more susceptible to drug use. Next slide, please. External influences, such as family dynamics. The evaluation of drug-free village program or program Desa Bersinar di Indonesia by UI highlights the importance of family environment. Dysfunctional family marked by conflict, neglect, or substance abuse within the household can increase the risk of drug use in young people. Peer pressure. Indonesia Drug Report identifies peer pressure as a major factor, particularly among adolescents. The desire to fit in with a cool group that uses drugs can be a powerful motivator for initiating drug use. Socioeconomic factors, such as poverty and lack of educational opportunities, can create a sense of hopelessness and despair, making individuals more vulnerable to drug use. Social and cultural norms. Um, the Indonesia Drug Monitoring Report, or ADMN 2021, highlights the changing social landscape. Increased acceptance of drug use within certain social circles and easy availability of drugs online can contribute to normalization and experimentation with drugs. We need to understand the interplay between these factors. They don't operate in isolations. They often have a synergistic effect. For example, like someone with a genetic predisposition to addiction may be more likely to succumb to drug use if they are also facing social pressure or mental health challenges. Looking forward, by examining these internal and external influences through the lens of recent reports, we gain valuable insight into the roots of drug abuse in Indonesia. This knowledge can inform the development of targeted prevention and treatment strategies that addresses the underlying cause of drug use and promote healthy alternatives for individuals and communities.
The following are the legal bases that we use in our research. UU Narkotika, Indonesia Law Number 1 of 2023 concerning the criminal code, and Indonesia Prosecutors Regulation number 15 of 2020, and lastly, Indonesia Attorney General Regulation number 18 of 2021, or also known as PERJA.
Here's our analysis. Indonesia law make a clear distinction between narcotics addicts atau pecandu narkoba dan abusers penyalahguna. Addicts are defined as those who use narcotics and have developed a physical and psychological dependence, while abusers are those who use narcotics without a prescription or illegally. Article 127 of the Narcotics Law recognizes the potential of rehabilitation for abusers. While it does prescribe a imprisonment for abusers up to 4 years, 2 years, or even 1 year, according to the groups, the law also mandates judges to consider factors such as the abuser's potential for recovery, highlighting a shift towards rehabilitation-oriented approach through Article 54, 55, and 103. Furthermore, the law acknowledged some abusers are victims of their addiction, necessitating between medical and social rehabilitation from paragraph 3. This recognition underscores the view that addiction is a disease, emphasizing the importance of treatment alongside punitive measures for certain individuals are also important.
Next slide, please. Indonesia's legal framework incorporates the restorative justice principle for first-time drug users. The Attorney General's Regulation number 18 of 2021 establishes guidelines for settling such cases through rehabilitation. This aligns with the dominant status principle, granting the public prosecutor authority in these situations. Before trial, the public prosecutor meticulously examines the investigation results. This ensures both formal and material completeness, encompassing evidence, suspect qualifications, and elements of guilt. Based on this review, the prosecutor can designate the suspect as a drug abuser. If the investigation meets legal requirements, the case proceeds to prosecution. Ultimately, the head of district attorney's office holds the power to issue a rehabilitation order for qualifying cases. And in addition, the reason we use the Attorney General's Regulation, or PERJA, is because of a process known as asas dominus litis, as I've mentioned before, or the principle of the master of the lawsuit. This principle dictates that once the police have completed their investigation and forwarded the case file to the prosecutor assumes jurisdiction over the case. This means that the prosecutor holds the power to decide whether to proceed with prosecution in court or to dismiss the case.
We offer some solutions to these problems, such as we need to strengthen the data collection efforts. We need to develop targeted prevention programs and expand treatment and rehabilitation services to combat the rise of MPS. We also need to adapt the evolving landscape of new horizon of the drug abuse. So voluntarily medical or social rehabilitation at BNN or at an independent rehabilitation center is not a disgrace and cannot be punished automatically. Please support medical or social rehabilitation for those who are who got the disease of addiction by drug abuse.
Okay, by implementing restorative justice for first-time drug users, we can create a more humane and effective approach to addiction. Here, we encourage you to learn more about the possibilities and join the conversation on how to best support those struggling with drug use in Indonesia. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rania. And